Over the last few days, we have all been shocked by what we've seen happening in Uttar Pradesh's Hathras. The gang rape and murder of the young woman has shocked us all and has led to a major political controversy. But how does the community, how does the Dalit community view it, and how should we see it in the context of historically Dalit atrocities that have been committed over the years? Well, to talk about it, I have with me author and scholar Dr. Suraj Yengde, who joins me from Harvard. Your book, Caste Matters, it talks about the kind of historical injustice that we've seen. How do you see this particular crime? Is it an aberration, or is it just symbolic of what happens to Dalits every day?
The incident, the extreme, um, shameful incident that was, in fact, more than incident, the reason I was trying to gather my thoughts in this was because I was saying this could be incidents, because the plurality to this particular incident has to be ascertained, because as we know, within a matter of a day, there was another rape and murder in Badlampur in Uttar Pradesh, and as we continue to turn the pages of newspapers, every day we still see more news coming to the front. Now, the question is to come back to your last point, the symbolic or the aberration part. I think it's the manifesto of India's caste society. And when I say India's caste society, I mean to say Indian society, because caste is like a stream which is injected through the veins of each corners of this country. And it is in this light we need to reflect upon ourselves as to why could this incident happen, and why there were not punitive or detrimental thoughts into the minds of people who are committing this. Because Sunetra, the condition of Dalit woman is the most oppressed citizen of this world, because her multi-layered oppression just makes her so prone and so acceptable to the rapists that she is wanted only for the lustful desires, but more also to punish the community. It's more psychologically plus socially damaging impact that this rogues want to commit. We have given rise to such humans in our society, so they could be your sons, your nephews, and the male counterparts. The media has now taken upon itself, because the girl was a Hindu. If the girl would have been not a Hindu, then there would have been a different case. But it was recorded. And now when this happens, the grieving parents can't even grieve. Their grief is considered political. Their tears are considered manipulating. And that mother who saw her daughter's vagina with blood, and she trying to cover that with her pallu, that scene just broke me up. I mean, I just couldn't. I mean, I got sick when I heard that. What we see is the unacceptance of a Dalit claim to dignity. Because what is happening right now is not the issue of the rape or murder or the kind of innocence that as parents are going through. They have made it into a different issue altogether. And the most unsurprising part for many of us was how the district administration, the police machinery, and the state regime clamped down upon this grieving parent. And you know what's the worst part? Here's the thing. At least in Indian culture, you have at least more Hindu or the Buddhist or other Jain cultures. You see the face of the dead before you bid them final goodbye, the last rites. That was not accorded to this beautiful, family. Parents, I mean, the mother would still live and die with the gory memories of she seeing her daughter gang raped, strangulated, spine broken, tongue cut. That horror will continue in her mind, and through her eyes and memories, she has given us that horrors too. We will also live that. We are a very sick society. We really need a treatment. We really need a process to heal, because such kind of brutality warrants mental health, warrants the social and physical well-being of an entire nation. And if this is coming, nation is on to the path of breaking into pieces. And then this chest-thumping nationalists who want to call about Bharat Mata and India would then have to scramble over the pieces of such breaking or broken nation.
What do you make of what the UP government's response has been?
Now they are trying to wag their tail to the masters, which is the Brahminical regime. That's how the response is. You blame the victim, and nowhere in the world has an entire caste community stood by people accused of rape. I mean, and we are talking about hashtag Me Too era. We are talking about calling out the elephant in the room. We are talking about speaking up and speaking out. And here we see a parallel universe operating where people are actually glorifying the rapists. The act of rape itself is so gruesome that anyone would disown that. But here you see stories are being concocted. Various investigation agencies are now, instead of the matter is going to be decided in the court, they have gone extra judicial. Well, let's not be surprised. The BJP RSS is extrajudicial. We have seen with the fake encounters and the Justice Loya case and various other suspicious death of people, which might not surprise us. But in this case, what has particularly changed the perception is that the media, as as we speak, is now exposing extremely private information that should be under investigation, and the court should come to a conclusion. So now what you're doing is, you're now, and usually court, and you have seen this, also reacts to the majority view. When Babri happened, or when there is an issue of riots, they take, and instead of punishing the culprit, they say this might arise a incite violence, and so let's try to come to a middle ground. And court, by the way, there's no, there is one Dalit after so many years on Supreme Court bench. But if you look at the overall representation in high courts, session courts, as well as the Supreme Court, a heavy underrepresentation of Dalits. So you don't even have empathizers on that level. And you read Dalit autobiographies, and in that autobiographies, you will notice similar form of, and then you go any part of India. It's not only Thakurs. If it's Maharashtra, it's Marathas, the dominant caste. If you go to Andhra, it's Kamma, Reddy, or the Brahmins, depending on who has land relations there. What they do is they rape, and by the way, uh, the woman who refuses and counters gets more brutal reaction. There are also females of the dominant caste who are equally participant and complacent in invoking this kind of horrid atrocity, and they enjoy this pleasure. And of course, it's vice versa also, where they control Dalit men as well, where they want to have sexual gratification, down in caste women, trying to satisfy their own sexual hunger with Dalit men. And this has been, it's a well told story, but not discussed much.